6 texted ways to cultivate great, long lasting relationships with your clients. Building a great business starts with building trust with your clients. Watch today's show to find out 6 proven tips you need to build and maintain excellent customer relationships. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy to have you around. I hope you are doing marvelous as I am. And if you are, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Let's roll. I want to quickly give you 6 quick tips to cultivate trust with your client. Before I do that, let me give a big shout out to Finley Dole in Leggett, California, Carmen Gill in Pomona, beautiful state of California, and Willow Davidson in Philbrook, California. Now, the first thing you want to do to build trust with your client is to make it personal. You want to treat your clients like family, right? So you want to know them on a first name basis. You want to know their date of birth. You want to know the names of their children, their passions, the children's schools, what kind of philanthropic activities your clients are engaged in. Now, I'm talking here in the context of a small business, right? Now, if you have a larger business, you want to focus on your top 10 or top 20%. So those clients, those 20% of clients who are providing 80% of your revenue. So those will be your top 10 or top 20 clients. So the same advice that I'm giving you on this show for a small business can apply for a big business also. So the thing here is that a very easy way to build trust is to make friends with clients, right? Because the thing is that people value friendliness over money. Money comes and goes, right? Money can be the foundation of the relationship, but you got to have something more. You got to have friendships. You got to have connection. You have to have trust. You have to have empathy, that kind of stuff, right? So you want to treat your clients like family. Another things you also want to do when it comes to cultivating great relationships with clients is to know their relatives. Very important to know their families, to know their family members, including pets, right? So you want to know and you want to know all those things on a first name basis. This is very important. Tip number 2: listen diligently to people. This is very important. When I'm talking about listening, I'm talking here about active listening. When they talk, you want to pay attention to their words, their stories, their businesses, their passions, and their backgrounds. Let me repeat that. If you want to build great long-lasting relationships with your clients, you want to listen carefully to their words, their stories, their businesses, passions, and backgrounds. Why? Active listening, as everybody knows, is one of the skills that makes, sort of differentiates average entrepreneurs with successful entrepreneurs. All right? You want to basically know what kind of conversations your clients are involved in, are interested in. You want to know their personal stories, what school they went to, their family history, where they're from, that kind of stuff. Familiarize yourself with their passions and interests. Know their backgrounds. It could be the professional backgrounds, their personal backgrounds, their ethnic backgrounds, whatever it is. You want to know their businesses in and out. If your clients are individuals, it's okay. But if your clients are also companies, in other words, if you are a B2B/B2C company, then you want to know more about your clients' businesses, right? This will help you understand where your clients are coming from and understand their priorities and aspirations a lot more. Another thing you want to also do is that you want to pay attention to their careers, right? Because some clients might have a business or might be just a retail clients, but still still be involved into your company, still be having interest, showing interest in your company. So you want to know their careers, and you can also help them. The reason why you want to know their careers is that you can help them later on. You can become a reference, a professional reference. And think about it. Think about serving as your client's professional reference. That's just wonderful, right? Okay, so number one, make it personal. Number two, listen diligently to people. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still talking today about 6 quick ways to cultivate great, long-lasting relationships with your customers. And if you like this kind of content so far, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the notification bell. Like this show, share, comment below, give us your experience, ask questions. We always love reading our audience members' questions. And if you subscribe, we will give you a shout out during a live taping of our show. And speaking of giving a shout out, we want to give a shout out right now to Ruben Richardson in Flagstaff, beautiful state of Arizona. Jude Fraser, you are acknowledged in Nogales, Arizona. And Sophia Smith, you are in Levine, beautiful state of Arizona. Thank you so much. To build trust with your clients, communicate regularly and actively. Right, it's very important. You want to familiarize your clients with your products and services. You want to communicate around things and topics that matter to your customers and their businesses. Right, one thing that is very important when it comes to communication is to focus on the solution. You want to focus on the solutions. You are a solution provider. You're not a product seller or a service provider. You are a solution provider. So what you're trying to do here is anytime you see any good idea that might be helpful to the client or any resource, you might want to share it, right? If you see some articles or some show, TV shows or videos that fit the client's situation, send them a link, and you want to tell them why you think it's helpful. The reason you want to do this is that over time, you want to demonstrate to your clients your deeper understanding of their priorities and aspirations, right? So when it comes to communicating regularly and actively, try to meet your clients face-to-face periodically. I mean, email is kind of cool, but try to use the face-to-face thing, right? Be accessible. Clients love it when you are accessible as an entrepreneur, right? So you want to call, write emails, use social media so you can send regular updates on social media, right? Another thing that you want to do, and that's number 4, is to keep your promises always. You want to stick to your words. You want to be consistent. Another thing that a lot of successful entrepreneurs do is to under-promise and over-deliver. Let me repeat that. You want to under-promise and over-deliver. The reason being that for you to keep your promise, for you to be able to keep your promises, it's just a lot easier if you under-promise and over-deliver. Because if you put the expectation too high, and you can't match it, it might make your company become disreputable, right? Or you becoming disreputable. So you don't want your reputation to be tarnished, right? So under promise and over deliver. Another thing that is very important here is that if you promise something and that you can't follow through, even though this could have some bad repercussions, you want to explain, right? You want to explain. You want to be didactic and tell your clients what happened, why you can't do it, and you want to be very, very proactive. Don't let them find out that you can't do it. Don't let them find out at the last minute that you can't do it. You want to be proactive and tell them beforehand. It's very important. Another thing that you want to think about when it comes to keeping your promises is that never promise something you cannot deliver. Because if you want to build trust, you have to be consistent and reliable. You have to appear in the eyes of your clients as a reliable person. So never promise something you cannot deliver. Yes, it might make you comfortable in the moment, right? Where you make a good promise and it looks very nice. It sounds nice. It makes everybody happy, but you know deep inside you can't deliver that. So it's a big no-no. Don't do it. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still here having a conversation about tested ways to cultivate great, long-lasting relationships with clients. I want to quickly acknowledge some of our beautiful listeners and viewers, particularly Jennifer Harper in Dodge, North Dakota, Val Green in Morton, North Dakota, and Toby Holland in Entler, North Dakota. Really appreciate it. Tip number 5. Address problems, provide solutions. Right. The thing is, if you have a business, chances are you are going to have problems. And the problems can be internal, in-house, or external, endogenous. The idea here is not to ignore the problem, because clients are pretty smart. Clients know when you're lying to them or when you tell them the truth. So the last thing you want to do is to start playing games and hide problems. If there is a problem, just address it. Just address it ASAP and address it as politely and honestly vis-a-vis the clients, right? So the thing here is that clients will always appreciate you for honesty and integrity. And honesty and integrity are ingredients that you cannot buy. You can lose them overnight, but it will take you years to build. It's like reputation. So you don't want to do that. You want to be honest about the issue, and most importantly, you want to provide solutions, right? So the thing is, I'm not telling you just to go and tell the client, yeah, do we have a problem here? Of course you have a problem. Yes, everybody knows that. But what have you done? Do you have a solution? Do you have a set of solutions? By talking to the client, apologizing about the problem, and providing a set of solutions, the client will be more likely to forgive you and keep buying from you, because you're showing to them that you are a thoughtful business manager. All right? Number 6, mind your business and don't divulge customers' business. I guess what I'm trying to say here is don't gossip around. All right? This is very important. Now, we live in a world where you have something called data privacy. So if a client entrusts you with their data, you are supposed to have proper stewardship of that data. You have to be diligent with that data and not expose it not only online but also offline. So what applies online also applies offline when it comes to divulging customers' business, right? So don't tell secrets and don't gossip about clients. This is very important. This kind of stuff will always come back and hit you if you do it. And the thing is, it's a bad approach, right? It's a lose-lose approach. It's bad for clients. It's bad for you. So as I said earlier, you want to be honest, but you also want to be discreet, right? Because if your clients ever feel betrayed by you, chances are they might bring their business to your competitor, and nobody wants it. That's not a good way to found a solid, long-lasting business, right? So you want to think about those things before communicating around, right? I mean, gossiping in general is just bad. I'm not talking just in the business world. Gossiping in general is just counterproductive. So you want to avoid this, this behavior at all costs. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are about to wrap up today's show. I've given you six very quick and smart tips on how to cultivate great, long-lasting relationships with your customers. Now, here is a recap of those 6 tips. Before I do that, let me quickly acknowledge Olivia Poole from King Summer, that's in Alaska, Chris Andrews in Majorca, Alaska, and Jay John in Talkeetna, Alaska. We want to thank you for your support and encouragement and intellectual contribution when it comes to all the topics that you suggested to us. We really appreciate it. Jay, Chris, and Olivia, thank you so much. We want to give a big shout out to all our millions of viewers in the United States and Canada. Also in Africa, we wanted to give a shout out to our viewers in Ghana and Nigeria. our viewers in Libya, our viewers in Germany and France, in Europe, and our viewers also in Australia and New Zealand. Thank you so much. Here's a recap. Make it personal. Listen diligently to your customers. Communicate regularly and actively. Keep your promises always. Address problems, provide solutions. Mind your business and don't divulge customers' business. All right? So this is really pretty much it. Now, before we part ways today, I want to give you a call to action, as we like to do whenever we have a show. When it comes to building trust over time with your clients, you want to start sharing testimonials and work simple, right? Whenever you talk to your clients, you want to talk or communicate with your client, whether it is verbally or electronically, you want to always keep it professional. Unless they have allowed you in their private life and you guys are comfortable, you are basically you become friends, right? Be respectful of your customers' time. You want to always try to meet deadlines. Very important. I spoke earlier about honesty and transparency. So if you are late or stuff happens, you want to let them know. You also want to ask for feedback. This is very important. This is going to help you move on higher and higher in the long run, because this feedback will help you improve your business. All right? I will see you next time, and stay marvelous.